Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Aisha. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button just down below there, and also do not forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new. So today's video is a highly requested one. I get a lot of DMs, I get a lot of emails, and also get comments on my YouTube videos or under my YouTube videos sometimes. Can I give them tips? What is it about Istanbul? How is it for students? How is it for families? How is it for parents who want to move with their kids, single parents, expats? Different people from all walks of life actually send me emails. I'm going to be answering some of the questions that I actually do have answers to, and also questions that I've been able to do my research on, and I'm able to give you guys credible and factual information. So as you must have seen from the title of this video, it is what to expect if you want to move to Istanbul. So the first tip I have for you guys is to make sure that you find a place to stay. If it's possible for you to do that before coming here, then I advise you do that. It may seem quite difficult to find a place to stay in Istanbul, and it may be difficult or hard for you to calculate the pros and cons and things like that, the advantages of some areas, which area is more safe, which area is more calm, or which area is like the city center or the downtown of the town. Like there's so many things that you want to consider, and so all these things may seem very daunting, especially if you don't have anybody here to guide you through it, or if you don't have anybody here to house you for the first few days or months when you get here. It may be a bit tasking. If you've never been to Istanbul before, you may need guidance on the subject, because like every district, every district or every county, it stands out in its own way. Some neighborhoods are close to like public transportation, some neighborhoods are in like the city center of the province, and some other places are like more residential. Like there are different reasons, whether it's a neighborhood in a business hub area. Like there are different things you want to look at, there are different things you want to consider when you're trying to move to Turkey. And so for me, the first most important thing is finding a place to stay. You have to know this. Istanbul is a very big place. It is very, very hectic to actually find an apartment, even for some of us who have been here for a long time. Not because there are no apartments, but because the process is very complicated, and that's going to be another video on its own. Like the process to getting an apartment as a foreigner here is so complicated, especially now because of the many changes in immigration laws and so on and so forth. So that's my first tip for you. Definitely try to do your research. I'm going to make another video just telling you guys about the best places to live in Istanbul as a foreigner, so stay tuned for that video. Again, if you have not subscribed, now is your reminder to go down there, hit the subscribe button. It only takes a minute, it's not too much to do. And also do not forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I post that video. I will tell you guys all the places or the best places you can live, whether you're an individual coming to study, coming to live alone, coming for work, or coming with your... The next thing I think you should know if you're trying to move to Istanbul is public transportation is faster, it's easier. It's a well-known fact that due to the dense population of the city, there's a very hectic traffic flow. Like it is crazy. It is really, really crazy. So if you are planning to come, live here for a while or permanently, then you may want to familiarize yourself with like the public transportation. My previous point brings me to my next point, which is time consciousness. And now see, this point is probably going to be for Africans. Okay, this point is specifically for Africans because we do not know how to keep the time. We cannot keep the time to save our lives. Like you tell an African person come to a place at 1 and they start getting ready at 12:45. Like, see, if you're moving to Istanbul, forget it. This is not the place. Okay, time consciousness is a must know. Like you have to be time conscious. You have to understand that it will take you a significant amount of time to move from one place to the other, whether you're going by your car, whether you're going by taxi, Uber, or public transportation. It's going to take you a while. It may take you 2 hours to get to another place, a place that on a normal day by car should be like 30 minutes. I'm telling you, you spend like 2 hours on the road because of traffic. If you're using public transportation, the bus has to stop at different stations before you get to where you're going to. If you're going to school, you want to leave your house about 2 hours before your class or before your appointment, whatever it is you're going to do. But you have to be aware that you have to always be on time. You have to always be ahead of time. The thing you want to know if you're moving to Istanbul, this city never sleeps. Okay, this city is awake 247. This city is so busy. People are always moving 247. The city is awake. Like, cars are always moving, businesses are always open, mostly restaurants, cafes, and supermarkets. Some supermarkets you find them open even at midnight or past midnight. I wonder what they are selling, but people are always. Another tip I have for you guys is tourist visas, tourist permits are no longer guaranteed for Africans. Like, it is not a guarantee anymore. Maybe a few years before, or a few years back, these are things that were not really of concern to people, but right now it is big, like right now it's a big concern because the denial of tourist permits for especially Africans that I know is rampant. Like, it's terrible. There's been several arrests. This is something you want to be conscious of. So if you're moving to Turkey in 2023 or 2024, you are using an agent, you want to be sure how legit they are, because some people come here and because of wrong information, because of wrong orientation, they come here and they are stuck. They don't know their way out, and it's not necessarily it's not an English speaking country. So you want to really know who is bringing you here, how they are bringing you here, what process it is they are following. You want them to be honest with you, because if you get here maybe thinking that you're coming for a job or something, from what I know, most Turkish companies don't give work permits to Africans. Like, I know so many people who have experienced this thing. I myself I've gone for interviews several times for Turkish companies, and they tell you to your face that they're not going to provide you a work permit even if you're accepted to work for. I have a bonus tip for you guys. This was supposed to be 5 points, but this was supposed to be 5 things you should expect, but I have a bonus point which is not exactly very, which is not that serious, to be honest, but it's just something you want to know, especially if you're going to use public transport. And when you go to public places, you want to be aware of this, because you might be surprised and you might take offense if somebody pushes you. So I just want you to know this. It is an unspoken rule in Turkey. I don't know if it's all over Turkey, but here in Istanbul, it's an unspoken rule. It's not written anywhere, but people know that that's how it should be, and people respect it. Well, it's actually written in some subways. Actually, the escalators, they always have left and right escalators. The left is going up and the right is coming down, and then in the middle there's always an extra staircase. In places like the malls, you may find just escalators, to be honest. Maybe not really staircases, but just escalators. But generally, whether in the mall, at the subway, at the metro, wherever you find yourself and see escalators, as far as they are public escalators, just know that you always have to stand on the right. Like, you cannot stand on the left side. Whether you're going up or coming down, you have to stand on the right, because some people are rushing to God knows where and they cannot use the staircase, so they have to use the escalator. It's an unspoken rule. It's something I've noticed. It's something I've noticed my classmates and I talked about, and it's like so weird, because if you are really rushing, how about you rush on the staircase? What's the point? Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it, but I feel like I really don't get it. But to be honest, it doesn't matter whether I get it or not. That's what we do. That's how it's done here. And so yeah, that's why it's an unspoken rule, because nobody really says it to you. You just understand the drill. Like, once you get out of the subway or the metro, you see everybody on one side. So guys, amidst the many things you should expect if you are moving to Turkey or you're moving to Istanbul, these are a few things I wanted to share with you guys, because these are also based on questions that I've received, and you know, like, what is this thing like, what is this thing like. So all of these aspects I've touched, aspects I've received the most questions about when it comes to moving to Istanbul or moving to Turkey. So please make sure to do your own research. Make sure that you are, you know, look at each of these points I've mentioned and try to see how you can educate yourself further about them, and just so that we avoid stories that touch. Okay, thank you for tuning in to this video. Thank you for clicking. If this is your first time, again, you're welcome. Please hit the subscribe button, officially become a part of my YouTube channel. Please do not forget to also hit the notification bell just beside it, so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video.